Do 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 do. Wait until the advertisements are over with, and then we'll say good morning. Oh my goodness. There's the Porcelain Princess, aka Toilet Girl. Yeah, her handle used to be the Toilet Girl. She's an adorable reseller from the United Kingdom.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
she is. Let's see. Oh, we're having a Johnny raid. That's why she's here.
Okay.
Hey, Lag. Is this the real Silverhairstacker? Yeah. Hey, Lag. Hey, John. Hey, Steven.
Well, she should be the Porcelain Lou instead of the Porcelain Princess. Okay.
She
She's
used to have a picture of herself as a logo, and she's a really pretty girl. But, and this is here, speaking of pretty girls. Oh, Scotland? I don't know. Somewhere in the United Kingdom.
I got a question for you before I forget it, because
Okay.
you know I'm old and I forget stuff. Have
She's
you
from
reached?
Wales.
Have you reached the point where the amount of money that you make doesn't affect your Social Security? You're over 67, aren't you?
The amount of money I make directly affects the amount I get from Social Security.
I thought after you're 67, you can make as much as you want and it won't affect your Social Security because you're fully.
No. I'm supposed to get like, I forget, like $250 a month, but they cut it down to like 140
Because you make so much money?
because I make too much money.
Okay, because I thought it was unlimited after you turn 67 because you're supposed to be fully vested or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I know up until that point they cut it like $2. I mean, they cut $1.
Social Security benefits are supposed to go up like 4% in January, which doesn't keep up with inflation, but
Like, are you being sarcastic or are you actually agreeing with me?
they tax the heck of us and only give $250 a month back. Are you talking about your folks, Josh? Your folks are in Canada, though. They probably have a similar type.
Yeah.
Hey, J Mouse.
Maybe you need.
I should have been in Johnny's show now. I feel guilty I didn't go over there this morning. He put a raid on my channel.
Good morning.
Thanks for showing up, guys.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about a lot of things. Oh. So I wasn't going to buy any new inventory, but I went to a garage sale yesterday and bought $200 worth of stuff.
Well, get her listed.
I don't know. Yeah. So I have no idea what this stuff is. I bought a whole bunch of diving gear. Like I don't know what all this stuff does really. I know what a compass is.
Let me see it.
There's a compass on there.
Yeah.
I guess it's some kind of
That gives you your pressure reading that's in your tank. Some of them have a depth gauge built into it.
Yeah. This thing looks so fancy, it'd probably do all that.
Some of them have all these computer calculations, but I don't. That doesn't look like one of those. You know, like if you stay down too long and you got to do a decomp coming back up, it'll calculate how long you got to, where you got to stop at and how long.
The old fart club, bitch about Social Security, old age, aches, pains.
Yeah, as long as they stay off my lawn.
Yeah. So I don't know. I got all kinds of stuff. There's a dive knife,
What's the brand on it?
a Kona.
Okay.
About 2 spear guns. Everybody, if you want to know what spear guns are worth, look up a. I can't get it in the picture here.
Have you priced the dive knife?
I figure it's worth $20, maybe.
Yeah. Depending on which one it is, it could be worth more than that because some of them run for.
Everybody, look up A.B. Biller 48 Special. That's what this is. It's a spear gun. Look how long this sucker is. How would you swim with this?
It's okay. It don't really affect you because you don't use your arms when you're diving. You use your feet. Because depending on your instructor, they'll bitch at you about using your arms while you're swimming along. You're supposed to be kicking with your feet.
Sea Hunt. No, that was is that the name of the character?
Yeah.
In Sea Hunt? That was old God, what was his name? He had 2 sons that were actors too. Free Willy. So I got 2 spear guns. That one,
Lloyd Bridges.
Lloyd, that's right.
Thank you, Texas Bandit.
That one I just showed, there's comps on it all over the place, from like $150 to $250.
I'm not laughing at you. That's good. I'm laughing at James W. He says, if you don't use your arms, how are you supposed to flag your sharks over?
Yeah. So the spear gun I just showed.
Right.
Let me do a screen share here. I usually don't like to get long stuff because shipping costs so much, but I bought that spear gun for like $5. And a new one is $454.
Yeah, they're pricey. I never had one. I always had a bang stick.
And a used one. Let's go to sold listings. Da-da-da. So there's a used one, kind of like mine. Sold for $250. I'm like, dang. So I think I did okay on the. I paid $110 for all the dive equipment, and I mean I got all kinds of stuff, regulators and vests. How am I going to ship it? In a box?
Are they BCs or do they have the weights built into them?
What's a BC?
Okay, a BC looks like a ski vest, only it's got in the back of it. It's got like a plastic container on the back of it that you load weights into,
Oh, I don't know. Let me go get them.
so you don't have to have a weight belt. Mr. Sadie, that's what a bang stick is. It's a long stick with a 12 gauge shell in the end of it.
Dang, that sounds dangerous.
Well, you know, a couple of times I went diving with the guys were spearfishing, and when a shark tries to take your fish away, it really messes up their day.
Okay, everybody get your looker uppers ready. Let's see.
Your liquor uppers.
Yeah, somebody give me some comps here. This is I can't read that logo. It's in script. It's a Tusa,
Yeah.
Tusa. Some kind of dive vest.
Okay. Does it feel real heavy?
Yeah, it feels heavy to me. It's got this big old plastic. My situation isn't big enough to show big stuff. Got a big old plastic back thing here.
Yeah. That's to tote it with.
All this stuff feels heavy. I'm surprised how heavy that tank was.
Yeah, but once it's in the water, it's not that heavy. I don't think that's. I think that's one of the ones that you use with a weight belt. It didn't look like it had the.
Buoyancy 33.
Yeah.
Where would a model number be? I don't know. It's got side pockets. I don't know. Tusa.
I'm trying to type here, honey. Here, get over there. Lay
I don't
down.
know. Tusa. I don't know where a model would be. This is made in the USA, size medium.
What was it? What was the model?
I don't
Or
have a
that
model.
I thought it had a number, 33, 22, something like that.
No, 33 it said was the buoyancy.
Okay.
Buoyancy. Is it buoyant or buoyant?
Buoyant.
Let's see. Oh, there's a big old tag on it, but I don't see the.
Does it have a name? Like
Tusa. Tusa.
no, I'm talking about like does it say like Liberator or Expert, Imprex?
Tusa. Professional diving equipment. Liberator 2.
Liberator 2. That's what we're looking for.
Okay. In good used condition. I don't know. I'm hella not gonna test any of these. As is. As pictured. Anybody got me a comp? $100 just for that vest? Dang, that's pretty good, I guess. I don't know.
That one's $159. $50. $17 shipping.
Okay, this one is a Ziegel.
Never heard of them.
Okay, Zeagle, Zeagle. Or Z Eagle. I don't know. Is it Zeagle or Z Eagle?
I haven't, like I said, had never heard of that one before. Spell it again. Z-E Eagle.
You got a Z and then Eagle.
Okay.
This is large. It says Tech on it. Tech. Look up Zeagle Tech.
I'm doing.
Uh,
Uh,
260N. Is that the model?
we'll see. 260N.
Oh, no. I don't think that's a model.
No, I don't see. It's not coming up with anything.
I don't see a model on it. It's got a U.S. flag on it, so I guess it's made in the USA. Have to do some more looking on it. It's got so many places to look. It's got all kinds of pockets. I bet some of those are for weights.
85 free shipping.
For a used one?
Yeah, that's the lowest price one. Um, Depending on what brand it is, it can go up to $250, $350 if
Dang.
it's the right brand. I mean the right one.
Did you type in the word tech?
Yeah,
T-E-C-H?
yeah. It's not breaking up by that.
Uh,
It's probably going to be in the $85 to $100 because I don't think that one's got the. It didn't look like it had the weight system built into it.
mm-hmm.
So you got the regulators too.
I don't know what all I've got. I got a
Uh,
whole bunch. Yeah,
You got the
probably.
piece of you got the mouthpiece and with the long hose hooked to another little metal piece.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the brand on that?
Oh my God. Let me go see.
That's probably where your money's going to be.
These hoses are all tangled.
Do you dive, Anissa?
Ugh. There's like 3 here, all tangled up together.
Okay.
Okay, this is. Well, this one's got two
Yeah.
mouthpieces hooked on it.
Yeah. One is for your primary and one is secondary. And the secondary is in case your primary quits working or you have to assist somebody by sharing your tank.
Uh,
What's it say right there in the center of that?
it says Tusa Imprex. Tusa Imprex. And this part says Apollo.
No. I'm sorry. The other one said what?
Apollo. Apollo.
Okay.
That looks like it regulates how much air is going.
Yeah. And then there should be. Are they attached to a thing that looks like it would hook onto your scuba tank?
Yeah, there's another hose that goes, I guess, to the tank. Apollo Prestige Balance.
Now you need to put in all your listings on this stuff. Untested, not a diver.
Okay, I'm sure.
Because all this stuff is supposed to be like that tank you bought, that pretty pink tank you got. It's supposed to be tested every year or every other year. I can't remember
Okay.
what. It's been so long. So, you don't want to sell something to somebody and then them drown and they come back for you.
I should jump in my swimming pool and test all this crap out.
Do you have any air in the tank?
I don't know.
Because
They just handed me the tank, said here.
They won't feel it. A dive shop will not feel it unless you got a certification card.
Okay, I've got 2 of the Tusa Imprex. Let's see. Did anybody look up Tusa Imprex?
Oh no. Tusa. Oh yeah, Tusa and Prex. That yellow one looked like that's a safe second. It looks like it's about $31 by itself.
All right.
And you got how much into it? All of it? Or did
The
you say?
guns and all the dive gear was 110. Yeah, that one looks like that one spear gun's gonna pay for everything.
Yeah.
Okay, this is an Octopus Aqualung. And it's got a SUUNTO Cobra dive computer with compass.
Well, it was an octopus what?
Octopus Aqualung. And it's got a SUUNTO Cobra
Damn, Tom.
attached to it.
Because that looks like that's a Sherwood. No, that's Aqualung Octus. Okay. Used about $25. $11 shipping. Here's another one for like $30 free shipping, $49, $8 shipping.
Dang, I'm seeing a sold listing for just this part for $250.
Okay, I was just looking at the second stage.
What? I see you. I hear you too. I see you.
I see you too.
Todd says he sees you too. It's our outside cat.
Oh no.
And the regulator part says A Pecky. APEKX. Dry sealed system.
Would you say dry?
Dry sealed system. APEXX. Do these dive computers work on batteries?
Yeah.
So there's a good
Okay.
chance all the battery compartments are toast.
Possibly. Another thing too is, does it have gauges hooked to it?
Yep.
Well, here's one. Okay. That sort of looks like the one that's for $262 plus $21.50 shipping. What do you hear? But you'll have to. Yeah, Mr. Sadie, you buy that stuff like that regulator system. Like it's all. Good morning, Craig. It's like I had a Scuba Pro Mark something regulator, the piece that hooks to the tank, and then I bought the two extra, the two extra regulators. The first, the second stages on them, the things that go in your mouth. So you buy it all. I mean, you can buy a complete set, but my regulator was like $500 by itself, and that would have been 1989 money. But that was one of the best ones made at the time.
So yeah, I think I did really good, huh?
Yeah.
I'll just say I don't know anything about diving, but here you go.
Yeah, just make sure it's you say untested.
Right.
You might look and see if there's any dive clubs in your area. See if anybody's in. Tell them to make you an offer. That tank, I think that's gonna be your hardest thing to unload, because I don't know what the shipping requirements on that is. I think the picture I saw, it had a rubber boot on the bottom of it, and then it had the mesh cover on the outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
You might see what that's worth by itself and take the tank by your local dive shop. Give it to them.
We don't have any dive shops around here.
Really?
I don't know. There might be one in Waco.
Oh. Let's see what this is.
Huh.
What?
Looks like this dive light goes for like $30.
Yeah.
kind of batteries does it take? Regular, one of those square ones.
Right.
Or wait, no. Looks like 8C batteries. Yeah, it doesn't take a square one. I don't think I've got 8C batteries laying around. But there's no corrosion in it. There's no dead batteries in it, so that's good.
Boy, scuba lessons have gone up. $239. I took mine for $99.
Bearded Picker says, in Texas, you need all this scuba gear for passage under the Rio Grande.
Where you at, Beard?
Here, I'll put an invite in the side chat. And that wasn't all I got at the sale.
That's a nice looking light there.
It wasn't just the dive stuff. Oh, shoot. I'm screwing things up. I'm still screen sharing. Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, because I'm not on YouTube's. I'm on.
Oh, no, I'm not. All right, hang on.
When the face of that flashlight should screw off.
Yeah.
And there should be a little rubber O-ring or a big O-ring right inside. Okay.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay, that's good. Because I've looked at lights at yard sales and stuff like that, and that's gone. Those can kind of get a little bit on the pricey side. Like that one was not in 1945.
Okay, I got 2 of these. Brady TLS 2200s.
What is that?
It's a thermal labeler.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, that's a big piece. That's a big old dive computer. I didn't know we'd moved on.
I said I got other stuff.
Yeah.
But you weren't listening.
I was reading the chat because I was looking at stuff on eBay for you, and I wasn't paying attention.
Brady TLS 2200 in a kit. It's got stuff in there with it. In a case. Let me look that up. We're just messing around here, folks. If y'all want to talk about something else, bring it up.
That was a Brady what?
Brady TLS 2200. TLS 2200.
Oh, well. It came up.
$100. No, they're not that much, are they?
You got any ribbons with it?
I don't know. Let's see. What's in this box? There's like one partial roll, and it's kind of unwound. I got 2 of those and 2 of another kind, so.
You have the case?
Yep.
A plastic, like suitcase looking case?
Yeah.
Then that'd be about $100.
Nah. Really?
Brady TLS 2200 label thermal printer with case, battery, AC adapter, manual, and software. $99.99 plus $16 $95 shipped, and that's the sold price.
Hmm.
Here's another one for $116. An open box one of those things, or $394.
Hmm. Yeah, this is.
Just the thermal printer's like $60.
So I got 2 of those and 2 of another brand or kind. So anyway,
He's standing at the door, knocking.
you talking about Jesus?
No beard, Scott. He says,
Hey, Beard,
What up?
let's go diving.
All right, so I'm trying out something new. So StreamYard has come up with an app now. They just announced this app. I don't know, 2 or 3 days ago. It's only for guests. You can't broadcast from it yet, but they're still working on that part. It's only on an iPhone. So I was just trying it out to see what it looked like.
"Is that you're on it right now?"
Yeah.
Well, it's real clear looking. Now that might be the phone, but it's
Scott's
Yeah.
got the best phone in America right there.
yeah, he's rich.
But it's you can see the comments. The only thing is you can't reply to comment. Wait a minute, that's comment. What about chat? Chat with everyone in the studio. No, you can only read the comments right now. They said
Okay.
they're working on that part of it. So
Well, it looks
and
good.
they say it's supposed to hold better than the browser does whenever the signal gets weaker.
Right.
It's built off of iOS Safari, so that's why it's not. They're thinking about Android. They said they're not sure. Like I've told everybody for years, Android's harder because every phone is so different, and you've got all the screen sizes and uh, as iOS 17's come out, if by the end of the year, 75% or so of the iPhones will be running that,
Right.
and whereas Androids, man, they're all over the fucking place. I think 13 is out now, 14's coming, but the percentage, I think it's like 25% are only on the latest one, and it's usually like 3 years behind.
One of you kids in the audience is using an Android phone. Where do I find out what model I'm on? What version I'm on?
You got to go into settings, and then down to the bottom of the last one will be about,
Okay.
and then
Settings.
let me look on this one
About
over
device.
here.
I'm on Android version 12.
Dang, gold is almost 2,000.
Yeah, they're releasing. I don't know if 14's been released or if it's coming up, but it's very close.
Gold went up to 1974.
Dang.
That's a good year. Now it's at 1978.
Lag. I said you can't I can't. I said you can't. I can't reply to the comments on my phone. I didn't say I couldn't reply.
Silver went up
Because
over
I got the
$23.
computer up here in case it
You need to.
Hey, I see how you got like right at the very beginning. Is Josh ever gonna figure out you never sell anything you say you sold in the chat?
Oh.
So anybody, yes, yesterday on his show, people were trying to get him to chime in about the Rockstar Flipper craziness that's going on right now. Anybody watch that video?
No.
Uh, yeah, Rockstar's he's not that bright. Why? I understand you want to tell people to be leery of what's his name, Daily Refinement, because you think he's a smooth talker and all that kind of stuff. I made a call to Harlan. I'm like, yo, Harlan, I bet you're having fun out there with Casey in Vegas and releasing this video and all this craziness. So in the video, he said he would not. The person said that they could use their name, the one who got scammed, for a couple $1,000s in shoes,
Right.
and he wouldn't do it. Turns out Harlan knows this person, and I met her last year. Harlan's been friends with her for quite a while, and she's 100. She said 100% it is true that she bought $2,000 on a whatnot auction from Chris Lynn, and he sent her a padded envelope with a label in it.
Wow.
And as soon as that video released yesterday, she started getting texts and getting phone blown up about, I thought this was taken care of. Let me get you a refund. Uh-huh. And my phone
Dang.
just had a heart attack.
So gold and silver
I think it was just this one kept. This one was turned off because the battery died. I sold a cassette player for parts.
So gold is it almost 2,000, Todd?
Yep. Bitcoin 29,623. It's up. Holy cha-chings.
Yeah, fishing and picking. One of those phone companies went after him for selling cell phones that were still under contract or whatever. Evidently, he was facilitating. People would go get a. I think it might have been Sprint. So if you look into that, he's talked about that in the past, but he kind of gives you his whitewashed version of what happened versus, why Sprint took him to court. And
Yeah.
I think they sued him for about $500,000.
Hey, Mike.
Now, Sprint is now part of T-Mobile, isn't it?
Correct, they're part of T-Mobile. So Craig, I agree with you, man. You don't you don't get a lifetime ban unless you've really done something. And I think the tennis shoes might have just been the tip of the iceberg. That's what he sort of that's what Chris sort of blamed it on. But there's lots of rumors around that with everything coming out of California, when people are stealing stuff or falls off a truck, you can buy stuff pennies on the dollar. And yeah.
Falls off.
Even so, the law is, if you don't know, you should have known.
Yeah.
It might not come after you, but you should have known.
I know a guy.
Even if the stories are true,
Okay, so
that he did
Fishing
all
and Picking said
this,
it's not about the phone scam.
it's still.
What is a What's a JD court issue? What's a JD court?
What? JD Court.
Judicial District Court.
Hey, Nana. Good morning. All right, enough of this phone shit. Bye-bye.
Okay.
I think he's switching over to his laptop. I mean, his desktop.
Oh.
Now, who was it that got banned? Mr. Sadie.
Chris.
Chris. And Chris is who?
He's the The guy that Rockstar called out used to be 10K on the bay, and then he's daily refinement.
I remember the name 10K on the bay.
I remember when he got started, he got out of the Army or Air Force or something, and then he went to work reselling, but he's got a big reseller group. Oh, but that. Don't you think Rockstar's taking a chance at calling out anybody? I mean,
you know,
we get shut down on here for talking about elections. There's no telling what all this is going to wind up being.
You know, if you're going to start saying something bad about somebody, you better make sure you get all your ducks in a row, and you don't have any skeletons in your own closet.
He talked on that video like he did, but I don't know. I don't think I would. And I probably got a lot less to lose in my business world than Rockstar does. Let's see how many views he's got on that video he did.
Last night it was about 8,000.
Oh, is that all?
Am I back on the thing again?
Yeah, I figured.
I didn't realize you let me back in. I'm just talking like I wonder if I'm just talking to myself.
I'm surprised it was that small.
So somebody said go read the comments that it's starting to backfire on him. I haven't seen that. It's at 13,000 views now, so a bunch overnight.
I really don't care. I mean,
Well, I'm just curious,
No, I know. I'm talking about. He was talking about. Go read the comments. I really.
Oh, the comments.
Yeah, I don't really.
See, people are stupid. Here's one comment. Even assuming Chris is guilty of everything you accuse him of, the fact that you're chomping at the bit to send a father of two to prison over petty scams is weird and sad. This is not petty scams, folks. The one person bought $4,000 worth of shoes, $2,000 at a time, and in between getting one, and there was another auction. So we're talking that's $4,000 in one person. Another person here, after I got crap boxes from him, I stopped buying from him and Whatnot all together. I mean, Whatnot's gonna have to do something. You get somebody like that who you're promoting and all that stuff, and you're allowed to sell so much stuff. You can, and you're okay. Let's face it, they're a small selling platform. You can get ruined.
Yeah.
You can get drugged right down with him. When he sold mystery boxes to his viewers after he was banned, several received stained, ripped, worthless items.
Well, it's mystery.
That's true. Somebody, Folding Chair Johnson, I always wonder how he claimed to be so successful and made so much profits. It wasn't added up. I live in the Bay Area. I've seen him at the swap meets and flea markets. Not saying he runs a Ponzi scheme, but he really knows how to manipulate it. So the one thing Rockstar said he had receipts of and accused him of was using his own personal credit card or a credit card that's through him given to one of his friends who bought a lot of shit from eBay or Whatnot, or when he first got started from eBay, and he thinks this is part of how he got taken down off eBay, is that how do you want to build? People go, why would you buy your own stuff? It's a cheap. eBay is a cheap thing when you can sell the same things over and over, and recruit your money and offset it with credit card points. To look at if you want to build an influence and go, I'm selling them $1 million. Let me teach you how. And then if your background is marketing and you're a smooth marketer, this is how you slide in and go. There's a certain person, I'm not gonna mention his name, but y'all can figure it out pretty quick. When they first started on YouTube, they went to every live show and they were passing out big super chats, and they were accused of buying their way in, and they still make videos today. He's still rather popular. I talk to him every now and then, but
was that Craig?
No, I wasn't Craig. So there's ways people, the money in social media and the money in teaching via social media is very tempting, and a lot of people just come in any way possible to do their best to get in the door. Whatever shortcuts they got to take. It's not Harry Tornado, and not faking profits either. Rakin has been around a long time. Rakin started making videos in 2016. I started following Rakin when he was riding around in his car buying stuff at thrift stores. He'd stop and get out and go run up and down hills and shit trying to exercise. Yeah, now Rakin's been around a long time. But Rakin is a good marketer. Rakin didn't come in and do super chats, and Rakin was with the Green Room. He came in with and got well known from
Bonafide Hustlers who he hung with.
Yeah, he was with Bonafide Hustler in college.
And that Chinese guy.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but yeah, he left. He was there for a while. He left. Nah, Bonafide Hustler, he's solid, man. I like Chris. And College Picker. I don't have any problems with Rakin Profit. He's a marketer, and he focuses all his efforts on helping new people. There are a lot of people. I'm in all his groups because he offered it to me just to tell him what I thought, and he helps a lot of people, and there's a lot of interaction with because he's got people in the groups now who he pays who have knowledge. So no, I wouldn't give him money. I have no problem with Harry Tornado, Josh and Haley. That I've met them 3 times. Man, they are super nice. They're as nice as they are on screen, and they will flat out tell you, we chose to do YouTube, be YouTubers first versus resellers. We show you what we do. We are much more, and you can do either one. I don't have a problem with that. They're honest, and they're an entertainment side, and they're fine. It's the ones that are sneaky about it and are always, the ones the respect I have for Josh and Haley is you never see the, I found a Holy Grail titles. Look at the titles of their videos. You don't see that kind of stuff. They come across as honest and genuine, and so they trade in that area. I met them in Vegas last year. In Vegas, they wanted to have a whatnot show, so they went thrifting all morning and set up a whatnot show and did a whatnot show that afternoon. And that evening, before the classes were out, they were they brought computers. They were in there shipping this stuff out. They videoed everything they did, but they still work at it. Not like full time.
These people that are making their living off of Whatnot, they are working for their money. I tell you what.
Whatnot's a lot of work, folks. Yeah. It's a lot of shipping. It's a little more complicated if you know. I've done 2 or 3 of them. Because you would think if you had a couple people with you, everybody says just have a team with you. The person on the screen, the person running it, and then you got somebody giving it to you and then packing it up. But they get discounted shipping. So if they buy 10 items, remember the shipping gets cheaper as you go. And so you've got to have somebody who was smart enough to keep stuff together and make sure. So Whatnot.
because I've mentioned it before, there's a couple out of Texas that they go to the bins, and after they get a buggy full, they go pay for it, and he goes over to the corner of the bins, and he's doing a whatnot show while his wife is still sourcing from the bins. And
So
they said,
Phil, yeah, I've met Riley Roots quite a few times now, and the young lady that works for him too. She is family. They really do take care of her. She loves what she does, and that is the key, folks. The why that they can do what they do is because she is behind the scenes helping run that eBay business. But remember with Riley Roots though, they make a lot of money with their teaching. They make a lot of money with YouTube. But they also, the core of their reselling business is they've mentioned it before. They've got a second eBay store that sells wholesale. Did I get the link in the comment? Not yet. Tom was bothering me.
okay.
Tom, the very first shipping video I do on my new setup building, I'm gonna have to make the comment. How would you ship this in a box?
Oh, what an ass.
Right. I try. There's no doubt. If anybody ever says I'm not who I say I am, you know that's a freaking lie, because I'll get in my own way because I'm not gonna.
Who bought the Airbnb?
Hey, I don't. Fisher Pig, I don't see a comment. Which video did you do it to? Somebody called me Scrooge McBeard because we can't have Christmas stamps and we ain't Halloween yet. Come on, folks. Can we not enjoy one holiday before we have to go to the next one?
Are you kidding? Walmart and Sam's and Costco's already got the Christmas stuff out.
Josh says Chris has deleted dozens and dozens of videos.
Did he defame me? Or did he say the truth?
You know how it is. It's the stuff that comes out. There's the truth. There's your version, their version, and the truth, and it's usually somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's you say, I know. Casey Rockstar thinks he's doing the public service for the reselling group and the reselling community, as people call it. But he only sees one side. He only sees, and so he doesn't see the other side. So it's 100%. But I'm just telling you, Harlan, the person he refers to in the video, Harlan talked to, and he said that's 100% the truth. But one thing I can tell you though is, as these people get larger and as they do things, eventually it crumbles. You can only keep up. That's why my mantra has been for years on YouTube: follow the fucking rules. Do what you're supposed to do. I don't live in a gray area. I tell you over and over, I see black and white. I see it is correct or it is wrong. It is right, it is wrong. And it's when you start going, especially if you're on Amazon and you go, well, this might be new. You're on your way to losing your account if you can't see the rules involved. eBay, you can get away with it for a long time, but you start breaking rules on YouTube. You start where your following can't trust you anymore. There should have been a big. I don't understand how he kept his group going when he got banned from eBay when he's teaching how to do eBay. That makes no sense to me. What person in their right mind goes, you know what? I'm gonna keep doing with this. He's giving me motivation and organization, so I'm gonna keep following this person who has been kicked off the platform that I want to be successful on. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well,
But
talking about following the rules. This is your business, and if you don't follow the rules, you're going to lose your business. It's no different from a lawyer, an architect, an engineer, doctor. If they don't follow the rules, they're going to lose their license, they're going to lose their business, and they could go to jail. But you just got to follow the rules with everything.
and the other thing too is I talk about in the way of returns. I've talked about for years. You've got to just do the return and move on, and not get angry, not get mad. It's not a scammer, because you can't treat everyone around you that way. You can't. Every customer has a problem. It's not a scammer. I like to make fun of the big ladies, but the fact is, I get a lot of big girl clothes back, the underwear back, because is it their fault? Is it the customer's fault that every manufacturer has a different size for X, 2X, 3X? Every women's clothesline, it's a fact that every brand, and even in brands, sizes are not always the same. And so you can't blame you can't. I like to make fun just because it's funny. I truly don't care. I've got a quarter into these things, so it doesn't really matter if one comes back. If I sell one, it covers the next 20, so it doesn't matter.
I was watching a YouTuber, and I don't remember which one it was. This one has been around forever, and he was talking about returns, and he said if you got a high number of returns, you need to look at what you're doing, because you're not doing something right. You're leaving off something, or you're shortcutting something. He said, because
the only caveat and disagreement I would have with that is look at what you're doing and what category you're selling in, and historically look at what the return rate is on. If you're a clothing seller, you should expect returns. But if you're an electronics seller and you're constantly missing things and things don't work or they arrive broken, if you sell other things and you get a lot of returns, then you need to start looking and going, something's up with this.
Yeah, I mean, it's the big girl panties. Scott is just destroying the return rate on it.
And that's the reason why people want to know, well, wouldn't it be easier just to send them into Amazon? See, if you've never sold on Amazon, you don't understand Amazon. Amazon tracks your returns on FBA. They don't bother you on FBM because it doesn't go through their system. They don't have to deal with it. It doesn't cost them any money. You know what I mean? So if you get a return FBM, there's not a consequence. But if you get too many returns on an item on FBA, they will shut you down completely from that listing, because they say that you're offering products that are not consistent with the listing. You're out of the norm or whatever. And so that's why the big girl panties are here. It's not that I don't send them FBA. I don't want to lose the ability to sell them at all on Amazon. So I send them there. Josh, if that is true, it's also a how do you not get caught, and how many cards do you have to have, and that's very trackable. That's the problem I have with that is you can say it's genius, but then it's also very trackable, as it's against every.
I wonder what credit card rules it's.
It's against the credit card rules. It's against the platform you're selling on's rules. You got to be very brazen, and the people in their comments going, "Oh, he's just doing petty stuff." No, that would be thousands and thousands of dollars of violations on both those.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Josh did. Josh, we're over here on Todd's channel. There's only 40 or 50 of us to watch this. I consider most of the people in this chat we've known for years, or we feel like we've known for years, so we can tell you the honest truth. But it's harder for Josh on a channel that he's trying to help educate and really build a community over there to really have an opinion on this. I don't like people that don't follow the rules, and I'll never be able to get around that. I'll be if you're successful and you're doing things the right way, I'll be your biggest cheerleader. I hope you, because there's plenty of success out there for everyone, But When you start breaking the rules and trying to get a leg up by cheating, that's when I have a problem with you. Not to mention, hell, the people on this panel, we're too old and pretty to go to jail. Shit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. But people, the whole mindset, and I know this is going to send Scott off over the edge. The whole mindset nowadays is you don't have to follow the rules. It's just the way people are these days. They don't have to follow the rules.
Noel calls you Amy.
But the problem with this, and it's a lot of this, the younger generation gets a lot of heat from, but it's all around. People, they think. You look at them. There are YouTubers out there who swear that eBay is broken. That eBay that they are entitled to views and listings and all that shit on eBay because they've done it forever. You're not entitled to anything if you don't follow the rule. And I consider following the rules also listening to the platform. So when eBay came out 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever it was, and says we're going to introduce item specifics, it's going to help in search. They were not, it's going to help. The reason we're doing this is because we want customers to be able to easier find your items, and they slowly started building this in where you had so many specifics per item in every category, and everybody goes, they're building a catalog. I'm not going to help eBay build a catalog. And now these same people are going, eBay's not stealing my stuff. I just listed 30 hats. I put them all as multicolored. One was blue, one was green. I put them all as multicolored. I put the brand as unknown because the tag says K whatever. And then I don't know why they took it down. I listed this Harley jacket. Happens with even the big YouTubers. I listed this jacket, this no-name jacket. When the customer reads it, it reads as a Harley jacket because it had a Harley patch. You've got to be careful what you do and represent things correctly.
Well, I like the item specific, especially when people key in the UPC code on it, because that makes it so nice to list.
And that's the other thing, the UPC code. How many times have you seen resellers and YouTubers all go, I'm not putting in the UPC code. That just helps resellers find the listings easier and see whether they can sell it or not. How many times have you heard that? How about Google uses the UPC code whenever they're over there and putting pictures up, and the way they formulate their search, the UPC of an item is a big part of it because it is it's an identifier for a specific product that goes through a system that they can count on most of the time, that being that.
All it takes when people enter UPC codes in is a click of this button, and normally we're 80% done with the listing. You got to just put in your own specifics and descriptions and stuff like that. But
now the big thing, go ahead. Sorry.
It just makes it so much easier when people hit UPC codes.
But now the big thing I've heard a couple of people talk about is they're saying eBay's moving towards getting rid of the small seller. The same thing they say with Amazon. They're getting rid of the small seller. They just want these big sellers on the platforms that have lots of stuff. I'm like, no, dumbass. They want you to. If they say use the specifics and you don't do what they say, I'll call Johnny back in a sec. Johnny's interrupting a thought. I'll do that. It's just the object of stupidity when a platform says, this is what we want you to do to help us sell your items, and you go, oh shit, I'm not doing that. I'm not helping them do anything. And then you sit back and you're mad at it. Oh my God, the platform's doing it. I can't sell them. There are server issues. Josh has well documented that, and I think he's 100% correct. I think, the more we learn about the way they roll stuff out, and if you happen to be on a certain server or certain whatever, when they're testing something, you could go dark, and there's nothing you can do about that. But I'm telling you, for the most part, now there's YouTubers out there now who are teaching that to reset your account. that shit's been, and all these new YouTubers who are, I mean, all these eBay sellers have only been around since the pandemic, and they've only been around since, you know, the easy days of the last couple of years. That it's like something brand new to them. I'm like, man, me, Dusty, and Eric, we talked about what, as long as Dusty was alive, he reset his eBay account every 48 hours. He reset promoted listings every day. He had thousands of listings. He had them organized where he reset them, and AI has eliminated some of that, but I can tell you they hadn't eliminated all of it. But you know, the first thing these YouTubers are saying, and these are new guys, and they mean well. Don't get me wrong, they mean well, but you need to reset your account every 3 days. How about you look at your listings and see why they didn't sell to begin with? You know, how about look at your damn title? How about look at your item specifics? Look at your pictures. Sherry, I do too. I miss Dusty and Tristan a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It's crazy that, you know, we want to keep getting the newly bumped listing because, you know, and their justification for this is, if you watch them, I did the reset and some of my oldest items sold. How many people go back and look at the stuff they listed 2 or 3 years ago that hasn't sold when item specifics were brand new and it's missing all the stuff that it needs now, or, you know, you don't have the recommended ones on there, and you wonder, why is this stuff not sold? It hadn't sold because eBay's against me. I'm gonna restart the same listing and never look at it. I mean, it's the craziest. If you're gonna relist, you'd be much better off doing 200 or 400 a day. If you've got larger stores, thousands, and look at these, do 200 a day and look at them individually and fix the listings so that you know that you're not part of the problem. Because it's not all eBay, folks. It's not all eBay. How many times I got to tell people that it's not all eBay? You bear some of the responsibility for your slow sales, whether it's not listing correctly, whether it's buying the wrong shit. But the vast majority of it, and Josh will tell you the same thing. Josh said yesterday, I think it was yesterday in the show or the day before, that when he was going back and he was relisting some items and looking at it, the price had moved and his price was too high. You know, that's the thing that people, I can't get. Why do they not understand that? If you've got an item that's been listed a year, the price has changed. The supply and demand of the item has gone like this for a year, like up and down like a snake.
Right.
And where are you now in relation to what the current market value of the item is? That's a perfect. If somebody could figure out how to make a repricer for eBay that reprice based on what the current solds are, that's an app. That's a $1 million idea for eBay. If you could find a way to reprice current listings like they do a dynamic repricer that reprices close to what the solds are, that's a $1 million idea right there.
Yeah, that's me too, Sadie. eBay is off, but I don't use that as an excuse. I do what's best for me. I still only use eBay as my only platform, basically. And until it breaks, until I don't make anything on it, I'm going to keep using it, you know.
But the thing about it is, though, is like Todd, Scott, they're always beating around yard sales and things like that. You're finding something different, or you're finding something that, yeah, they've sold on eBay before, but maybe they're not selling now.
See, that's why I have respect for Josh right there. Josh is in the chat, and Josh will tell you right there, 80% of my 2-year plus stock was overpriced. He doesn't hide it, folks. That's why I listen to Josh, whether I 100% agree with him or not, is because he'll tell you the truth. You know, is that eBay's fault that you're overpriced yourself out of the market? That's not eBay's fault.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you need this. You need to set a thing where you understand what the times are. You know, the one idea I had, I'm trying to figure out how to get this to work is to really, you know, use my store, because realistically nobody looks at stores, and so make my stores January through December, and then that way I know when these things listed. each year, and I know at 30 days to relist these items, or at 30 days I know, hey, I need to look at these items before they go up again for another 30 days. Every 30 days, look at the items that are 30 days, 60 days, 90 days out, and then make some decisions about the ones that what's still left in for each year. I'm trying to wrap my head around how that works and how to make a tracking system because I've got a lot of lists. I've got 700 listings, and some of them have been up there for quite a while.
One of our friends just got back off a holiday, and they sold 150 items while they were on holiday. Now,
but she lists like some mad fiend though.
Yeah, the thing about it is though is that's 150 that she sold. They sold, and that's with people looking at the items that they have listed, and how many people looked at it and said, "Oh, it's going to be 2.5 weeks before we can ship it to you." Moved on to the next item. And other people I've listened to, they're just listing and they're selling.
Hey, did anybody know this is the first time y'all have seen this tabletop in like a year, at least a year? That tabletop has not been exposed in a year. And if I move that box, there's a computer there which I was testing last night. And that computer there, they're both ready to. They're going to be listed here whenever Roberta needs a phone call. We're going to list those.
Okay. She's back in the back in the home office today. She's been answering the phone over there.
But
I swear.
Go ahead.
I swear. I don't care what party they are. If a congressman would start some kind of way to stop all these damn phone calls about Medicare, they would get my vote if I could vote for them, because that's you young people that have not gotten there yet, like Todd and Anissa.
I forgot
Lag, Mr. Sadie.
We don't know how old Lag is. Lag could be a senior citizen. How do we not know?
Yeah. This time of year, and I'm telling you, the year that you're going to turn 65, you're going to start the November, October before you turn 65, you're going to start getting phone calls. And they are relentless.
Speaking of devil, hello? Sorry.
So you better have a good call block on your phone.
So Josh, maybe a topic. I don't know if you got a topic for today, though. But your show seems to outgrow mine already. Which congratulations, you're doing a nice job with that. I've been thinking about more and more. I need to do a little more frequency. It's so many of these hobby sellers are now wanting to go full time. They want to make serious money part time. They see the opportunity they have with reselling, with eBay, with Poshmark, whatever the platform is. This one doesn't bother the platform. And it's they are first time business owners. They have not transitioned over to thinking like a business owner. And I see that as the greatest downfall to all these resellers and all these YouTubers and everybody crying and carrying on. The smart people like a Josh. I'm just using you, Josh, because you're in the chat right now. He's got a business background. This is not his first business. He approaches this thing very logically and very, very, very businesslike. And I'm not saying take the fun out of it. I love yard sales. I go have a good time. Tomorrow I'm going to go to yard sales, and if I'm in the vehicle with the camera, I'll record. I was going to record last week, but when the truck had a flat tire and I stole Joni's car, the camera was still in the truck, so that sucked. But if you don't treat this like a business, and if you don't have plans, and if you don't analyze what you're doing, and just the first thing you do is cry wolf, and it's everybody else's fault, and don't take some responsibility and learn that no one's coming to save you. If you want to do this, you're going to have to work at it and figure it out. The biggest teacher in this game is failure. Ship. You want to learn how to ship? Lose your ass shipping an item one time, and it'll tell you the importance of shipping that you'll learn it.
Yeah.
And how did I get to where I can ship any box and I can look at anything and tell you what it's shipped for? It's because I lost my ass in the beginning. Everybody does it, and there's, we've given out so many participation trophies. So now all these people, business and small business is hard, folks. It's hard. You're 100% correct, Josh. Hard times will wipe the weak. I'm telling you. And unless you learn this lesson now, and fight, this is competition. You gotta fight. If you want it, you better fight for it. You absolutely better. Do y'all think I really wanted to carry out 8 truck and trailer loads of shit out of this building? That was not on my agenda of things. I'm just jumping up down doing jump jacks. Let's move all this shit. I filled up a 10 by 20 storage building with all my inventory so that I could work harder in here. Think about that. I worked hard to move it out so I could work more efficiently, but harder here.
And you're gonna learn about stuff. I mean, like Todd and his scuba equipment. Before he gets all that stuff listed, he will know a lot about scuba equipment. He will learn. He'll know he'll know what the differences between primary and safe second is.
What safe sex is? What?
Safe second.
Oh,
that's what I thought he said. Safe. What is there? I know there's a Mile High Club. Is there some kind of Mile Under Club?
I've never heard of that. Because that'll make you use up your oxygen. You better be on one of those. What do they call it? A snuba, where you have the device, the pump on the surface floating around, and you're on a line
once.
Damn, Carol, I thought about you the other day. I'm like, damn, did she die? What the hell? Well, I'm happy to see that you did not. Welcome back, Carol. You were missed.
Carol,
you were
been
definitely
a long
missed.
time, baby. Where you been?
Carol don't get up till noon.
I think Carol must have a boyfriend. Did somebody finally scoop you up?
Carol's kind of high.
Carol would be a good catch, man. Comes with a beautiful home and a sweet dog.
Well, you have to teach her how to get rid of that accent, though.
I know.
So you're not packing your car?
Pack the car.
She says, she probably is going, I hate you people.
Phil said he had a snooba once, but penicillin got rid of that for him. I guess that's the underwater.
Truthfully, honestly, snuba is when you have the compressor that's floating on the surface, and you've got a long oxygen tube, an air tube, and you have a regular regulator like he showed earlier, but because you can't go below, you can stay down indefinitely. Whereas with tanks, you run out of air. So I don't think you want to be doing the hokey pokey on scuba at 90 feet. Because you're going to have a little problem. Is that how you get them, Carol?
The accent. Mm-hmm. And it's going to get worse, folks. All this crying on YouTube, I can't wait till eBay's numbers come out and they're going to meet or exceed their expectations for the market, and people are going to just have a damn stroke. Oh my God, how could they done that? They've killed my sales. They turned off my sales. How can they still be making money? There's going to be just lots of whining, crying.
It's like they're a huge company. If they didn't make a profit, they got accountants that can prove that they did. They're just too big to fail, basically.
I moved, Carol. This is not the same place.
Scotch World headquarters.
I put it in a storage building.
How come you're not yard selling today?
There was only a couple. I've got some. After staring at all the stuff I have and knowing there's community sales tomorrow, I'm like, you know what? I'll list today.
Yeah, Todd went out yesterday and he wasn't gonna buy nothing. He ended up spending $200.
That's right. But I bet I got. There's no telling. I mean, y'all were looking at some of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only bought one thing at the auction last night. It was a Wii lot. It's just a bunch of Wii parts, and I had looked through it, and I'm like, and I put it on my list of things to bid on because in the bottom of it, it had a Beatles. I think Rock Band was to the Beatles or Guitar Hero, whichever one it is. It had their dongle in there, and I think that's like $32 for the Beatles USB dongle.
Right.
And it had like 3 or 4 controllers and all kinds of other stuff that went for Wii's. But I'm looking through it. I'm like, well, I want it for like $9. So
Texas Bandit, you should be stockpiling dried beans, period, because so you'll have something to eat after the first of the year.
So Phil, that's what I should be doing right now. I should be uploading this video. Or I should be editing the video. I don't have it up. I actually stopped. We did 8 trips, probably between 4 or 5 of them. I kind of stopped and looked at them.
Yeah, are all big companies required to do that, Josh? Put out a warning?
If they're traded on the stock market, they do.
Okay.
Man, I looked on YouTube last night and I'm like, Josh Galt. You were on my For You page. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, that's not Josh. That's a real young Josh. You were talking about gold and silver. It was earlier on. I'm like, that's a real young Josh. That was Josh before he'd been through the YouTube wars and all that and the reselling wars. Before it aged him.
Josh has been on YouTube for like 10 years or 11 years.
What, he started off as a teenager?
Yeah, Josh is like us. He used to be good looking.
Yeah. I sent that
Yeah,
picture
well.
to somebody and they're like, what in the hell did you do? That's from the other door. I'm like, all them shelves came down. There's 2 more shelves out of the garage going on the other wall, but I haven't got to them yet.
Yesterday,
I'm gonna do some shipping.
Phil showed up on my show, and his desk looked just like Todd's desk, and I was scared to let him into the to the chat because I didn't want to see his dongle on my screen. But he did it just like Todd set up. Todd Scott still on full share.
Because he's so
Nobody needs to
pretty.
see that.
He's the young one here. We got to keep the pretty boy on.
If I'm the pretty one, then we are fucking doomed.
Sorry, Josh. You don't look that bad for being an old guy. Josh is like 45, isn't he? Around there.
He's a kid.
I know, just a baby. Carol, you ought to hook up with Josh. That's your next squeeze.
Yeah, he's halfway up to your area, but it's still. But you think about the way geography works. Where Carroll is, almost on the main border to get to Niagara. That's still. How far is Niagara Falls from you, Carol? I bet that's 7 or 8 hours. That's all the way across New York.
Yeah.
Josh is up near
Niagara
Bridget.
Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought. You think just because they're both up north, they would be closer? They're not. That's almost the same. I can be at Todd's house in about 10 hours. So yeah, there's from Alabama
Carol
to Texas.
She already tracked it.
9 hours.
And I wonder, you're not allowed to go around people in this because you're like the little what you put water on you have babies. So what would gizmo? What were those things called?
Oh yeah, gremlins.
Yeah.
Gremlin. Yeah, you're like a gremlin.
I want Carol to go there and get the lowdown on Lag. Doesn't she live near Lag?
No, Philadelphia. She's how far? He's outside of Philadelphia, so he says.
I thought she was
Hell,
outside of the.
we call it he. Lag could be a she. We don't know.
Yeah, I still think he's a 45-year-old mother of 4.
For Carol to get all the way down to Philadelphia, that's a good haul too.
Okay, I thought she was near him. I thought she was near
She's
Philadelphia.
got to go around. You got to go around New York City. You got to go through Hartford and all through Mass,
Where the
through
hell?
Connecticut,
Where's
New
she
York, New
at?
Jersey.
She in Connecticut or someplace?
She's up near Maine, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire, where they all come together.
Oh, okay. Oh, no wonder she has that funny accent.
Right in the middle of all them Yankees.
Yeah. You in Massachusetts?
You damned rat.
You hang out with the Kennedys?
Yeah, at this point, it's like the rock group it's like the alternative group from the '80s. I think they're the Dead Kennedys.
Yeah.
That's showing my age that I used to listen to the Dead Kennedys. They might not even still be alive. Let's see. Dead Kennedys rock band.
What's Tamara's other name? Anissa.
They says they're still together. They took a few years off, but they and when I say a few years, I mean like 18, 17.
All right, I got to get out of here. Todrick.
All right, you old fart. Go fold some underwear or something.
Fold some underwear. Now that's Scott that has all the underwear.
They're already folded in packages. You need some?
No. No, thank you.
Yeah, Sherry, Jason near Philly. Jason lives in Philly.
So anyway, y'all have a great weekend. See you on Monday, Todd. Scott.
He drives
All
across.
right.
He lives like Jason lives like southeast, I think, and he drives all the way to closer to the north side. He has a nice little drive to get this off.
Scott, fill that building back up now.
Yeah. Well, slowly I will, as I list. How many
Yeah.
things do I got to do? Today will be the first
Pack
day
up
going to
orders.
the
All
other
right.
building.
I sold some more cocks, so
Damn right you did.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. Bye.
Peace
by
out.
time. All right, in stream. Let's have a weekend.
It's like